What's going on, YouTube? This is Matt, the Lawn Care Little Guy, and I'm coming to you by the grace of God on Labor Day. Yep, my video's late, but hey, better late than never, right? You know me, I don't really keep a schedule anyway. So, what am I doing on Labor Day? Well, I am laboring, that's for sure. I didn't realize this, but my daughter asked me, she said, what are we celebrating? You know, she's 7. And I said, you know what, I don't know, let's look it up. So I looked it up, and lo and behold, celebrating unions. This is the day that we remember about how America unionized and organized for the sake of laborers. So we're kind of celebrating laborers, the work they do, and in the organization of laborers. And I happen to be a Teamster for my 40-hour job. Unions, good or bad, but that's not what this video is about. But so what am I doing? Well, I started my day off doing this. Yep. It's 12:30. I took down a fence, I put up a fence, and I sealed it. That's not true at all. But I did seal it. That's what I did. Not too bad. Yep. Sealed the other side too. Only took me about an hour. Used one of those Wagner electric sprayers. Borrowed it from my neighbor. But, so what am I going to do this video? Well, if you can stick it out, well, you don't even have to stick it out. It's coming up right now. I am reviewing the HRX217. Alright guys, I don't know, I'm rained out, so I had to get my trailer in the garage. So we're going to do this product review on the trailer. So I apologize for the camera angles, and I've already actually shot this video once with it off the trailer, but I didn't like the video. I had something going on. I had some more like Japanese subtitle weird non-syncing junk going on. So we'll see how we can do, alright? We'll see how you like it. But this is the HRX217. Let's see here. It is the Versamo system. It's got the 2-blade system. That's one of the reasons why I was very attracted to it. I thought that might have superior mulching capability, and I will rate that later on in this review. It's got the 190cc engine on it. We will talk more about that. It's got a composite deck. It's got rubber wheels, wide wheels. It's got a cutting length or cutting height of 1 inches to 4 inches. This mower does not have a side discharge. This is a rear discharging mower. It also has a knob here where you can switch easily from bagging to mulching. Bagging is actually rear discharge when you do not have the bag attached. You have a hydrostatic transmission, okay, and you also have a brake stop, or a blade brake stop. So what does that mean? It means the engine can be running without the blade spinning. So that's just the general overview of this mower, and we'll get into some more specifics. And in true style of the Lawn Care Little Guy, I'm going to give you the things that I like and I don't like. So this may be comprehensive. It may be missing a couple aspects, but if I'm missing something, just comment below. I'll answer your questions the best that I can. But this is an IMO review, in my opinion. So let's go with it. So let's start with the engine. What do I think about the engine? I think the engine's amazing. I think it's powerful to do everything that I need it to do. It has mowed some really tall grass, in which you have seen some in my videos, over a foot tall, and this thing gets through it pretty well if you go slow. All right. Now, how does it do with like tall and wet grass? Well, about the same as any other mower. It gets clogged just the same as any other. All right. So this is a pretty good engine. I did have some warranty work on it in the first few hours of use. That seems to be following the little guy. I don't know what it is. I buy a new mower, it's probably going to go back in the shop the same dang week. Same problem. Alright. I can't remember what it was. I think they replaced a head on it. I can't remember. I've had this mower for about 3 seasons now, and I haven't had any problems with it since then as far as being able to run. Now, if you notice down here, you got some dust and grime down there. I got a comment not too long ago asking me if I had problems with that valve cover leaking, and yes, I do. It doesn't leak real bad. It just creates a residue and creates that, and it collects dust and grass and dirt and all kinds of stuff, and just looks gross. You clean it off, it's no problem. What about the maintenance on this engine? How easy is that, little guy? Well, let me tell you. The air cleaner's right here, really easy to get to. The spark plug right there, really easy to get to. You got your exhaust right there, which is pretty easy to get to, and you got your oil dipstick right there, and that is pretty easy to get to. None of it's all that hard at all, really, honestly. Oil changes, it does not have a drain plug, so you got to suck it out like most. I can't stand that. I kind of miss the days of drain plugs, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. You can tell me what you think about that. Drain plug, no drain plug. Doesn't matter. They've all got to suck it out the top anyway, or tip the mower over. But how about blades? Changing blades. I'd love to show you that, but I can't because it's on my trailer. But this one has, I believe it's got 2 bolts that hold both blades on. They go through both blades at the same time, and there's no way to put them on wrong. Moving on to the other feature with the engine. Over here, you got a shutoff valve for your fuel. I like that. Not every mower has that. I like that because whenever you want to tip your mower over to change the blades or whatever it is that you want to do, you got to make sure you get it over in the right way. And even so, you might have trouble with the fuel going through the carburetor into your air cleaner housing, and nobody wants that. So if you shut that petcock off, what it does is it keeps that from happening. So I really like that feature. That's a huge plus. All right. Now, when I first got the mower, I couldn't get used to it. I was always turning it over, and I turned it off, and I would forget to turn it on, and the mower would just die on me, and I'd be like, "What's going on?" But then I realized, like, oh yeah, I turned the fuel off. So, but I like it, but I forgot about it a lot in the very beginning. So that's about all I know about the engine. I think that's a plus for this mower. The engine is amazing. It's enough to turn the blades, and it's enough for the self-propelled, and it's quality. It's good stuff. All right. So let's talk about the self-propelled. How do you self-propel this guy? You got a clutch system right here. This one right here. Okay. That's what does it, and it's got a really easy adjustment. All the cable adjustments are right under here. I don't know if we can see it. Oh, dirty dog. Dirty dog. Well, anyways, it's just cables, and it's pretty normal. It's pretty normal adjustment. You just got a jam nut, and you got an adjustment nut, and you loosen them both. You put it where you want it, and you jam it down. So that's pretty easy, and there's 3 cables on it. One's for the clutch, for self-propelled, one's for the blade, and the other one is for the throttle. Okay. So that's pretty good. It self-propels really well. I probably need to adjust it right now, but when I first got it, I had to run to keep up with it. But it does have a hydrostatic transmission, and we'll move on with that. Hydrostatic is really good. It's really durable, but it's got this little lever. Okay. It's a 7-speed transmission. You got little hash marks. There's 7 positions, being 7 speeds. I always have it wide open because I can feather this lever to make it go as fast or slow as I want. But I'm kind of an all-out type of guy, so I've always got it going on. All right, but anyways, transmission's real strong. Haven't had any problems with that, and but it probably needs some adjusting about every couple years, maybe every year if you do a lot with it. I'll just stick around in this area, and here's the throttle control. You've got, the stop position. You've got turtle, and you got bunny. I always start it on turtle and kick it right up to bunny. I run like a bunny, so always on bunny, always all out. Not much to talk about with that. It's just cable, and it's connected straight to your carburetor to meter the fuel properly. But it's nice to have that throttle right here in that area. It's kind of like a zone start type of deal. It's just right there. So, and I like that. Like I said, the transmission, I like the fact that it's hydrostatic because it's durable, but I don't really care about this lever because I can do it with the control arm. So talking about zone start, this is a zone start. What that means is that you don't have to start it way down at the engine. You can start it right where you're at. It starts super easy, guys. Super easy. So you just stick it in the turtle spot or bunny, whatever you want. I start in turtle. Pull it. Usually starts first time every time. Third season. So that's the starting system, that's the transmission, the hydrostatic transmission, that's the engine. Let's talk about the deck, guys. Here's this composite deck. Probably heard a lot about this composite deck. Is it good? Is it bad? Well, I think it's good and bad. I'll tell you the bad before I tell you the good. The bad at least this is what I believe, I haven't been able to prove it yet, is the cut quality. I do not like the cut quality on this mower. I don't know if it's because of the deck or not, honestly, but what happens is I leave these uncut strips, right? And no matter how much overlap I have or whatever, and it seems to happen on thick lawns mostly, but I did not have that problem when I was running a Troy boat. And I did not have that problem, and I do not have that problem with my Toro over here, my Toro Time Master. I do have that problem with my Honda. And as I observe other guys that are using Hondas, particularly commercial Hondas, I don't see a whole lot of others, they kind of have the same deal going on. So I'm not sure what the deal is. Maybe it's not the deck. But I'll tell you what the suspicion is later on. Okay. So what do I like about the deck? Well, because it's composite, for whatever reason, grass just does not stick to it like a steel deck does. I love that. It's really easy to clean. I never have any problems cleaning this mower out. The grass still gets hard, it still sticks to itself, but for whatever reason it doesn't stick to the deck, and that is amazing. Does that mean it doesn't get clogged? No, it does not mean it doesn't get clogged. It just means that it's easy to clean. So that's about all I have for the deck. There is a lifetime warranty on this deck. They say you can drop an A-bomb on it, and it's still warranted. So I'm yet to test that, but it's holding up for me right now. So, moving on to, I think I already talked about this green knob. You can move it from bag to mulch, and bag would actually be rear discharge as well if the bag was not on there. But you have varying degrees of it. You could have it all the way over to mulch, or you could partially mulch, partially bag, or you could bag full on. Okay, and what that does is that moves a lever in here in the opening and just closes it and opens it. No big deal. And you got little different notches, different positions. I haven't counted up, but you can just have varying degrees of mulching and bagging. I've found that if you have it open very much at all, like greater than a quarter open, then it's going to do mostly bagging anyway. Let's see here. Let's talk about the wheels and the height adjustment. The wheels are rubber. They got ball bearings. That's all good stuff. Excellent design, excellent construction. And the wheels have held up really, really well. I can't vouch for traction because most of my lawns are flat anyway, but they seem to be holding up pretty well, and I really like the rubber wheels. They are kind of wide, which leads me to where there might be possibility for the bad cut quality. And I talked to my dad because my dad recommended this mower. My dad is not a professional lawn guy, but he loves his lawns. He's always had the best lawn in the neighborhood, so I kind of trust his perspective and his viewpoint. And he had a Honda. So I got this Honda, okay? Especially since I want to try it out. It's one of the leading mowers on the market at the moment. So I tried it out, and I talked to him about these uncut strips. And he's like, yeah, my mower does the same thing. He says, I think it might be because these wheels are so wide, and they lay the grass down, and then this deck doesn't provide proper airflow to lift the grass up to be cut even. So on the edges of the deck, you have these areas where in the track of the wheel where the grass is not being cut. And if you see, the wheel is in line with each edge of the deck. So that could be a possibility. And that's actually one of the biggest downfall of this mower. Okay, now we got the height adjustment. Like I said, it goes from 1 to 4 inches, and it's got an adjustment on each wheel individually. Oh, I don't know if you can see it back there. There it is. I don't like that. I'd rather have 2 or 1. I don't do a whole lot of pitch adjustments like this, like front to back. So, I'd rather have 2 or 1, probably 2. The Time Master has 2, and I really, really like it. And the other thing is this is the front ones are really easy to operate, but the back ones are horrible to operate. They're horrible. So what ends up happening is I have to, in order to get myself in the proper position to manipulate that lever properly to move the positions, I have to lift the deck up on its side or on its edge so I can have a powerful position on it. I don't feel like I should have to put that much effort into it. So after a long day where I'm hangry and dehydrated and my face is on fire, I just don't want to be dealing with that stuff. So that's a big negative. I do not like that. I don't like the height adjustment. I don't like it that it's on all 4. I'd rather just have 2 or maybe even 1. And I wish they would improve that design for a smoother operation. So there's some negatives there. So Trying to think if I'm missing anything here. I talked about the ball bearings. Oh yeah, the blade engagement. Now, I see that this system is not hard to operate. It's not difficult, but I very much prefer the personal pace system. Okay, very much prefer the personal pace system over this one. So like I said, it's got a blade clutch or blade brake on this, so you can have the engine running while the engine is spinning. Or I'm sorry, you can have the engine running while the blade is not spinning. So let me get in this position here. There we go. So the way we operate this, the way we engage the blades is we have to have the lever all the way back. You push this yellow button down, you hold it, and then you push it forward. Okay? What it does is on the bottom of the deck there's a little hook. So and it attaches to whatever clutch engages the blade, all right? So this isn't a bad design necessarily in that it works most of the time, but I do have periods where I'll be cruising along, right? I'll be cruising along and the blades will just disengage. So then I just gotta, back at it again, and then I'll be going along and blades will disengage. I'm like, oh, back at it. So that's kind of a pain in the butt to me. I wish it wasn't like that. But I very much prefer the personal pace system over this. Okay, this isn't bad. I haven't heard this complaint out of other mowers. I've tried to adjust it. I've even had it in the shop having them do it, and it works so much better than it did in the beginning. But it still does disengage every now and then. It's kind of a pain in the butt to me. Okay, so something else about this mower that I really like, except I wish it had another pace. It's got three positions for your lever, right? I really like that. I like how it does this. I like how that pin drops in there. Okay, but it's got three positions, and it's comfortable for whoever's operating the mower. But what I wish it did is it does not go up to a 90 degree. Okay, it doesn't go straight up and down and lock in place. Again, like the Toro. So I'm doing a lot of comparison, and the reason why I'm doing a lot of comparison, because I'm pretty well done with this review now, and is because if I were to rate this mower from 1 to 10, I would rate this mower a 7. I realize that that's probably pretty low for a lot of people. They'd probably rate it higher than a 7 on that scale. But I want you guys to know that I really do like this mower. I think it's an excellent mower, okay? But I have a problem with the cut quality. All the other stuff I could really care less about. But the cut quality is the biggest thing. That's why I rated a 7, okay? Now, let's just say the cut quality was there. I would probably rate this mower an 8, okay? And the reason why is because I really like the personal pace system. I don't prefer this self-propelled system, okay? I like the personal pace system, and I also like the storage system. So if you took those two things out of it, I would rate this mower either like super high, like a 9.5, 9.75, and maybe like a 9.99. Okay, because other than that, this mower is really, really good. Okay, so it would be an excellent buy for anybody. I've heard people, I think Dan's vlog, I think he was looking at it for around $600, maybe a little bit more than that. But I don't know if there's different models of the HRX. But when I bought this mower, it was $800. Okay, so for the money that I spent on it, I would much rather buy a super recycler for $650 or $600 and get my personal pace system and have the ability to store it like I do. Okay, and the cut quality I believe is better on a Toro than on Honda in general. So that's pretty much my review. Tell me what you think. If you guys have any other questions about it, let me know. I'd love to answer them because I'm sure I left something out. It seems like every time I do these reviews, I'm like, oh, I wish I would have put that in there. But that's just about it. Okay. Like I said, I've had the mower for 3 years, and overall I'm pretty satisfied with it. But next go around, I'm probably going to buy the super recycler. So, and the overall rating on this from scale 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, is a 7. So I'm trying to keep this video short. That's why I'm talking fast. But I love you guys. Thank you to my subscribers. I appreciate you guys so much. Anyways, peace out. Lord bless. I'm praying for you guys. Pray for me. Love yous.